It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and other comics from all over. We ended up in Japan because is that wasabi on your pants, or are you just happy to see us? The Talk Funny podcast from NagoyaRadio.com and Nagoya Comedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
Here's Mark Bailey.
Hoo-ah! Mark Bailey and Mike Miller on Talk Funny. Mike, do you think English teachers are kind of getting stupider, like with grammar or anything? Like, I have arguments with people, of course, they're younger than me, and I have to go back to Wiki and, like, am I losing my mind, or is that guy wrong?
Yeah.
So we have a guy that you just mentioned, no names involved, but he's Australian. And I was out with him recently at the beach, and he said, I catched a fish yesterday. So, also, you caught a fish? No, I catched a fish. I said, that's not a word in any language. Catched. And he immediately went, first of all, I have to preface this with Americans, when we get in an argument with the Brits, it's their language, so we have a kind of inferiority complex. Mm-hmm. And they'll say, well, actually, we used to say this, but now we say this. Well, it is called English. It's not called Americanish.
Yeah.
Not called American.
Yeah.
I'll defer to you. And we kind of defer to Brits, even though we probably shouldn't. So the Australian guy said, oh, well, you're American. And I said, yeah, but, I just looked it up, and they don't say that in Australia. They don't say that in schools. Have you ever been to a school?
Teacher?
Yeah, and he goes, yeah, teacher. He goes, yeah. He said, yeah, I teach it all the time. And I said, it's not catched.
He teaches catched in his class? Well,
I don't know. I said, it's caught. You need to learn how to conjugate verbs.
I think the language is changing, to be honest with you. I think that some people actually do say that, but it's not like
no, I actually looked on the internet.
Yeah, no one says that.
There's not one.
Okay, maybe
there's not one example of it. It's not taught anywhere.
Yeah,
it's not said anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Australians. If you want to end an argument about grammar, just say let's look it up in a dictionary, because opening a dictionary to an Australian is like garlic to a vampire. Oh, okay, don't open the dictionary. You're right. No worries, mate. I wasn't worried. No worries, mate. Fair enough. No, it's not fair enough. It's correct.
Fair dinkum.
Fair enough, Mike. It's not fair enough. Fair enough means you owe 500 yen, I owe 501 yen, I'll pay 501 yen. You say fair enough. Fair enough. When I'm right? No, it's right. It's not fair enough. But he immediately went to, well, you're an American, yeah, blah, 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 so what do you know? And I said, yeah, you're a former penal colony. But the people that sent you here don't say catched. So I think the warden is correct.
The warden is correct.
And then the other episode was actually two Brits.
Yeah.
Two Brits in a university lounge. It was hilarious. It was hot, really hot in July. And these two Brits, right? And Oxford educated.
Oh, my Lord.
You'd think they'd be able to they'd be able to have a conversation in the Queen's English.
Mm-hmm. In RP.
So, actually, the first guy is from Scotland,
mm-hmm.
and good friend of mine.
So he doesn't really speak English, is what you're saying?
He actually spoke English better than the Brit.
Oh, that's surprising.
A Brit walks in, you dirty bastard. No, a Brit. So the Brit walks in, and it's really hot, but it's not raining, and he's got this umbrella with him. So the Scot said, I'm just watching this, and I wrote it all down. And the Scot said, is it raining? And the Brit said, a sun umbrella. In normal English, you would say a sun umbrella, mm-hmm. or a parasol.
Yes.
He said a sun umbrella, which sounded to the Scot like it's an umbrella. So the Scot said, I know it's an umbrella, but it's not raining. Why are you carrying an umbrella when it's not going to rain and it hasn't rained today? And he said again, the Brit, a sun umbrella. And I immediately knew what was going on. And he goes, yeah, I know it's an umbrella. Why do you have an umbrella? And he said, for the sun. He goes, oh, a sun umbrella. And I said, a parasol. That's what we say.
Yeah.
A sun umbrella is actually used on the beach.
Yeah.
Or you can say giant parasol, beach umbrella, sun umbrella.
Yeah.
Parasol.
I never called it a sun umbrella. It's a parasol.
I've never heard
parasol.
sun umbrella.
Yeah.
Sun
I
umbrella.
never heard sun umbrella.
Mike.
The intonation, man.
Mike, sun umbrella.
Sun umbrella.
I know we're talking about it. Why are you carrying it? Sun umbrella.
What the hell?
And these are both native guys. I'm like, now you're going to class? When I get these girls in second year, you're making my job harder, right?
Mark, what we have here is a failure to communicate.
There's three countries, Scotland, England, and U.S., separated by a common language.
Yes, indeed. Sun umbrella.
And I said, first of all, this guy's really young. He's really naive.
That tends to go together.
The British guy.
Know.
And I said, if you said parasol, there'd be no misunderstanding.
Yeah.
It's parasol. If you ask me, I'd say parasol.
Yeah.
If I was on a test, I would fail because I don't call it, I've never heard it called a sun umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't know the word parasol.
Wow. So he doesn't read, I guess.
No. But parasol is actually from Spanish. Parasol, for the sun.
Yeah.
And for rain,
yeah, parasol. Yeah.
for rain, umbrella is paraguas, for the water. Parasol, paraguas. Good lawyer is called para divorcio.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the divorce. It's defense. But I thought it was hilarious, like two English speakers doing like Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
Who's on first?
And they're both English teachers, so you'd assume that they'd be speaking in clear and concise English to each other, but nope, that wasn't the case.
If I said the first time to you, sun umbrella, and you didn't get it, I go like, sun umbrella, or I might say, it's a sun umbrella?
Yeah.
But the Brits, stay calm, don't change what you just said. Just keep doing it.
Just keep hammering it away.
Sun umbrella. Sun umbrella. I know it's an umbrella. Why are you carrying it? Sun umbrella. I know it is. It's an umbrella. I think we've established. It's like Mike Python. We've established it's an umbrella. But it's not raining. No. For the sun. But you don't need it for the sun because it's not raining. No, to protect me from the sun.
Yeah.
You mean like a parasol?
My God.
Parasol.
This is insane.
But the Argentinians, Peruvians, they go parasol.
Parasol.
Like, desparagas? What? I want some water?
Yeah.
Desparagas.
Yeah.
Paragas.
Oh, yeah.
Tráelo. Bring what? Paragas. What kind of water? How many waters? How many waters? Agua. Aguas. Aguas is plural. Paragas. Could you just, Paraguayans who want me to find some girls from Paraguay, can you just slow down? Paraguas. Paraguas. We use an umbrella. Okay. Sun umbrella.
Sun umbrella. Oh, well, it's kind of rare to have guys using, parasols in Japan. But recently I've heard there's a lot more guys using them because the sun is just so freaking hot and there's no trees. So you got no trees, you're walking down the street, what are you going to do, right? So I get it. But pronounce it properly. Parasol.
Mark, what are you driving that car for? Sun auto. Sun auto. I know it's an auto. Why are you driving it? Sun auto. Because it's hot. I know it's an auto. You drive a car only when it's hot? No, sun auto. It's a sun auto. It's a parauto.
Parauto. Oh, okay. My.
Very quickly, barbecue update. Past episodes, we talked about the Chinese girls.
Oh, yes, the barbecue incident.
While I'm saying this, you might want to just take a peek.
I don't see any flames at the moment.
If you want to take a peek and just look at the floor, I'm serious. Just open the door out here. It's unlocked. Some Chinese people were barbecuing right across this walkway. So they were barbecuing, and then I called the landlord. He called security. Security called the cops. Cops called the fire department, and then by then they were finished. And now Mike has just seen that next door now, the little, I guess it's
an emergency
it's
privacy
kind of
screen, kind of?
It's not plastic. It's cheap, basically a plaster door, cheap plaster wall partition, and it's been broken. Looks like it's been kicked in.
Yeah.
It's broken from the bottom. So it's like, somebody gotta pay. That's a Russell Peters joke there.
Yeah.
Do it with a Chinese accent. Somebody gonna pay. Somebody gonna get hurt.
Somebody gonna get hurt.
But I guess somebody didn't like me calling the police, so they broke that. But it looks like, I'm responsible. It looks like I did it. But luckily, I didn't touch it because it's in.
Yeah.
If I kicked it, it'd be out.
Yes.
On the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
The lesson for this is, if you see a Chinese girl barbecuing next door to you on an easily accessible walkway to your apartment, just kidnap her, and bury her in the desert, and your plaster door won't get kicked in.
Wow, you've got people with vendettas against you now.
So someone can say a vendetta is a dish best served cold. What was this, 4 years ago? Three and a half years ago.
Wow.
And they're doing it now. But I thought Chinese liked walls. What'd you do to my wall? You know, you were all gung ho for that barbecue.
It looks weird though, because it looks like it's shattered. It doesn't. I don't know, like how you would even do. There's no. It doesn't look like there's cracks around. Like there should. You think there'd be cracks around it when you punch through.
No, it looks to me like somebody kicked it with a boot. So it was just quick kick with a boot. That's what I think.
Interesting.
So I should have kidnapped her.
Well, you said she was nice. It was just her friends were like out of kind
Yeah,
of.
she came in later. She brought me some plum wine.
Yeah.
It's probably her boyfriend or something.
Yeah, but there's a thing about Japan and Japanese apartments and barbecues don't really mix that well. Like you can't have a barbecue on your balcony. So you can't have a campfire on your balcony. That's for sure.
No, you can't. You know, they say elephants have long memories. Don't get me started on the Chinese. It's a 6,500-year-old civilization, right? Mm-hmm. You know, if it looks like an elephant kicked it in, actually. So.
Yeah, it does.
Mark Bailey and Mike Miller on Talk Funny.